What's going on? Got to go help my dad. He had I don't know, some kind of walnut tree fall down. It's almost in some power lines. So we're gonna head over there real quick. And one of these saws is his. But I see a lot of stuff online, different forums and stuff. Guys like, hey, what saw should I buy? Versus what saw do I need? Versus what saw am I actually gonna use the most? So real quick, here we have a Stihl MS180, an MS271, and an MS311. The 311 belongs to my dad. So real quick, I'm not going to go over all the specs of these, horsepower, cc, chain, bar lengths, all that stuff. There's a million videos on YouTube about that. What I want to go over for real quick is what I use them for and how much I use each saw. So this saw right here, this Stihl MS180, I'm running a 14-inch bar on this with a Pico chain. And to be honest, I use this saw probably 60% of the time. This one is a 32cc and it just rips. And what I like about this saw is it's small enough I can carry it with me when we're trying to make trails to get the tractor through the woods so I can get the brush hog out there and make bigger trails. This thing's just a great saw. You can run it one-handed. Probably shouldn't, but I just love this saw. That Pico chain, that 14-inch bar, it's got a lot of power and it just works good. It's a little different to sharpen because of the Pico chain, but it's a good saw. It's just a homeowner saw. But I mean, what else can I say? I believe it's under $200. Can't go wrong if you're just cutting small stuff all the time. This next saw is my bigger saw. The reason I have a 271 is my grandpa gave me an older 028 Farm Boss, and I love that thing. I think it was from the mid 80s, and I just used it, and it just got wore out. And it was to the point where I was gonna keep putting money in it. For a long time, I kept putting money in it, kind of as a sentimental thing. It was my grandpa's main saw, but it got to the point where it was cheaper to buy a new saw than to keep putting money in that 028. This is an American-made saw. I run an 18-inch bar on this one. Just I believe that's an 18 on this. What I like about this saw is it's balanced pretty well for what it is. This is 50 cc's. Now, if you're looking to buy one of these saws, I'd buy one or the other. I probably wouldn't buy a 271 and a 311. They're pretty close. This is 50 cc's. That 311's 59 if I'm not mistaken. That's a little snappier, but we'll get to that in a minute. But this is my main firewood saw. I like it. Like I said, I went from a mid-80s 028 to this saw. And I've had this saw maybe, I don't know, 2-3 years. And I bet I only have 5 tanks of gas through this. So I haven't used this a whole lot. But as you can see in the background, it's going to start getting used quite a bit. Balance on this is good. I just like it, and it feels close to what my 028 was. This saw steps up from the homeowner. This is now considered a farm and ranch saw, a little more heavy duty. I like it. It's been a good saw. I've never had any issues with it. This saw, like I said, MS311. This is a 59 cc saw. This one is the only one of the 3 that's made in Germany. It's a good saw, as you can see. I don't think this has had a tank of fuel through it. My dad, if he needs to cut a piece here or there, he uses this, but that's about it. So you're obviously stepping up to a bigger saw. This is running a 20-inch bar, and for its size, it's not balanced bad. I have very little experience running a pro saw, I believe a 261. But for what I'm doing, I think I can do everything on my property with these 2 saws. This 311 is also a farm and ranch, above the homeowner but below the pro saws. These new saws, it's just there's so much improvement feature-wise. I'm not saying performance, feature-wise over the saw I had from the 80s. But it's nice, not these flip caps. I like those. This saw does have a decompression valve on it to start a little easier. And there's not a whole lot of weight difference between these two, but when it comes to chainsaws, you really feel a pound. So I'm not sure off the top of my head, I don't write any notes for these, Off the top of my head, I don't know the difference in actual weight versus these. But this saw is a nice saw. I like it. I've used it on a couple occasions, but you can see paint's not even wore off anywhere on the bar yet. So it's a little heavier than what I want to use nonstop. And most of my trees around here are in the 12 to 16 inch range. I do have a couple big elms in the back that are going to need to come down, but I'll probably use this for that. But what can I say? My neighbor, he owns a tree service. They run Echo. I don't have any experience with an Echo saw whatsoever. I've run some Husqvarnas for a little bit, not a whole lot. But yep, bought this to replace the 028, and then bought this at my old house. I had some little stuff, and I was like, it's just overkill to fire up an 18-inch saw every time I need to cut something little. And I've kind of fallen in love with this little 180. So 14-inch bar. You can run a bigger chain and get away from the Pico chain. Pico chain's a little different just because the diameter makes it a little different. Not trickier, it's just a little different to sharpen that chain. But I like this saw, man. It's lightweight. This one's with me most of the time on the tractor. Since we've lived on this property, I don't even think I've fired up either one of those. Everything I've needed to was this. I haven't downed any trees yet, just cleaning up stuff that's been on the ground for a while. So take the 311 back to my dad's tonight. I'll probably take the 271, leave this saw here. Like I said, you can just tell this one's a little dirty, but I use the hell out of this little saw and I like it. So I know a lot of guys hate on these little saws. I don't think I would ever want to try to run a bigger chain on it. I just don't think it has the power. You know, it's just a small CC saw. But that's what I run. That's what I like. I've never had any bad experience with Stihl. As you can tell, those two cases are practically clean. I still have the case for my original 028 Farm Boss that this sits in now most of the time. But that's what we're going to do. And if you're into saws, there'll probably be a lot more videos. We have a wood burner in the house, and it's the first day of May today, and I've yet to thought I heard a deer. I have yet to down any trees, so I got to get behind it. I'm already behind the 8-ball. Just been too many other projects going on. So thanks for watching. If you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button, and definitely going to be putting some hours and tanks of fuel on these saws coming up. So that's what they're there for. I'm going to keep track of how many tanks of fuel I put through that 271, as that's going to be my main saw. But I thought it'd be cool to keep track of how many tanks of fuel I run through it, how many cords of wood I stack with it, and document how I go and if I have any problems and at what point. Right now, I can't tell you how many tanks this has had through it. Like I said, I think this has probably had 5 tanks of fuel in it, and that's probably on the first or second. So I don't think I need to step up to a professional saw, but we got 20 acres here. I have permission to cut some trees on the acreage behind us. Father-in-law's got a bunch of trees that I can get for some standing dead timber I can get here for some firewood for this fall. So it's going to be used, and I'll keep you updated on the progress and if I have any problems. Same with the Toro lawnmower. I buy all these from the same dealer. They've treated me very well over the years, and I have nothing to complain about. And I only run Stihl bar oil in them and engine oil. So, and I run aviation fuel in them, so I never have an issue with carbs yet. So. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for watching.